Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka The Weather Gamer, and yes, seeing this at this time, you now know that I have dropped out of Mount Silver. Let me just start this off by saying I didn't do it because I was worried about my differential continuing to slide, about my win-loss record continuing to slide. The reason I left is it was no longer fun. I was getting very angry. I'm sure you guys have seen over the last few weeks when I start like my APA loss to the Pidgeys, I got overly angry about, and still carried that anger for a couple days. I was pissed in Mount Silver at Savage, which I had no reason to be pissed off at Savage. It was poor prep and play on my part. I just didn't prep for the Garchomp correctly, and I misplayed. 100% my fault. In the NCL battle versus Matt, if you've seen that one, the Green Bay Gallipods, I got way too angry about hacks from that. For my own sanity, I needed to drop out of Mount Silver. The league is a little above my skill set, at least in my opinion, and it's the same argument I made for not taking the promotion in NCL Blitzel, or in NCL. While I have made playoffs quite a bit, and I'm getting better, and I have a better knowledge, a better understanding of how Mons work, and my play has definitely improved. I'm way better than where I was 2 years ago, when I started, almost 2 years ago when I started this whole thing. I need to take this size steps, not this size steps. And that's what Mount Silver and going into Blitzel and part of me feels APA Academy is going to be this size step. But I'm not Academy. I'm going into Academy prepared to go in 12. But I need to step out of Mount Silver because all it's doing is creating more stress. All it's doing is causing me to have that negative mindset of I suck at League. It was a fluke that I made it in. I'm just going to lose. Then I get pissed off. I get tilted. And it carries over into the other leagues. It carried over into APA. It carried over to NCL. I don't want it to carry over to WWC. I don't want it to continue to happen in APA and NCL. Because that's not the type of person that I am. So, for my own health, my own sanity, it just needed to be done. I hope that Johnson will someday allow me back into Mount Silver when the time is right and when I am ready. It's just, right now is not the time for me to try and do that. I was outside my depth, and just did not do well. So that's why I am leaving Mount Silver for right now. It's not that I am trying to save face, because honestly I should just put in that I'm 2-8 minus 27, but Johnson let me drop, so that's where we're gonna sit. So, yeah, I'm not particularly happy with it, but again, it's like why I forfeited the last week of LTPL Season 5. I just had to stop. That's why I stopped in APM. I needed to stop and get the happiness back into this, because when I'm not happy, it doesn't produce good content. So that's my 5-minute rant on that. So you can see the 10 Mons here. Actually, I should probably throw the Mons that I ended up, because they were a part of this too. Who did I leave behind? Cobalion, Alolan Persian. I think those were the only two. Oh, Galarian Mr. Mime, which never came. Colossal, which never came. I never used them, so I'm not going to bother putting them on there, but you can see the 10 that we ended up finishing the season with. 2-6, minus 15. Career record's now 66, minus 86, and minus 134. I will break that out as well for Gen 6, or Career. Actually, I'm just going to do this right now. Career, Gen 7, Gen 8. Just because that's the type of stuff that I want to track. Anywho, so, see if I improve between gens. But anyways, that's where we sit. My goal is to get this as close to neutral by the end of the year as possible and have a winning record. I want this down to like 30 by the end of the year. Get that 100 minus 100 off of it. But from a replay standpoint, a very weird trend. I'm about 50-50 on week 2. Week 3 loss was a bit of an odd one. It seems like I win most of my week 3 the majority of them. Week 4, no surprise. I generally lose week 4. I picked up a win week 5, which I hadn't done for a while. It's been a while since I won in week 5. All the way back to PCF Season 1. Week 6... Oh no, I lost week 5. I was looking at... that's the one I gotta look at. I was looking at NC or APA. Lost in week 5. A win in week 6, which is a very rare occurrence. And then we get into this fucking weird thing. Where week 7, week 8, and week 9, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 wins in my entire career in those 3 weeks. For some reason, these 3 weeks are very hellish for me. And I don't know why. But that's a little weird trend. But the thing most of you care about is the Mon records and all that. Nobody displaced Zeraora, Ninetales Guard. Like, the top 10 didn't even change. Zygarde did push its way into the top 20, so we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of our top 20 are Dragon types. Apparently I'm a Dragon Master. But Zygarde's a little weird. It went, where are my sheet here? It went 9 and 7, so it got 2 more kills than deaths. It was 5 and 5 when Jake and I used it before. I am not giving up on Zygarde. I want to try it again, a 3rd time, just to see. It's not one of those mons that has, like, you look at Goodra, which took off the 2nd time I used it. You look at Mega Garchomp, first time I used that thing tore Warpath. Kyurem Black is kind of in the same boat as Zygarde. I like it. I think it can do well. I just haven't quite figured out the builds for it yet. And I think when I figure that out, it's going to go on a tear. So you can fully expect Zygarde to continue to play a role in my teams in the future. It just didn't go very hot this time. So, but Zygarde is now 11th overall, and I will see you next time, buddy. Greninja here. Greninja is now in the top 15 just because of sheer volume. It's up there with Talonflame, Mandibuzz, Zeraora, mons that I've drafted a lot. It only got 2 kills, and it went and died 5 times. I really like Greninja as a mon, but I have not cracked the code on it in Draft League. And I think I need to just stay away from Greninja right now until I can come up with a better plan, come up with a better way to put it on a team. I don't understand it enough to say, yes, it's going to do well. So I think for right now, I need to try some other water types, some other dark types, get a feel for them, get an understanding, because, I mean, dark type is one of those typings that I don't generally do very well with. because I haven't used a lot of them. Generally, it's been Greninja that gets slapped on. And I want to play with bulky water types and some other different versions of waters, besides just leaning on Manaphy and Greninja, which I tend to do a lot. Need a water type, Manaphy or Greninja? Okay. So, I think Greninja's gonna be down for a little bit. And I'll see him the next time I see him. Arcanine, running up the board. Second time I've used Arcanine. The first time was in APM. It went 3-3, went 5-5 this season. And I finally think I started to have a breakthrough with Arcanine. I'm starting to understand how to use it. Intimidate sets versus Flash Fire sets, running defensive, offensive sets. It got Play Rough this generation, which makes it much more threatening. Especially because now it can check up on Dragon types, and Dark types it can hit nicely now too. Besides, it also got Close Combat, so Arcanine has a lot more versatility. I would like to keep using it, see what I can do with it. I've used Banded, Life Orb, and Scarf sets. I'd also like to see what other sets I can use. But it does give me another option for fire typing, which is generally something I don't prioritize in drafting, but something that I need to work on getting better with. So, he was a good doggo, and I will be revisiting him. Arcanine coming in at 26th now. Then we gotta scroll down quite a ways here. Toxtricity debut, our first Gen 8 Mon on the team, came in at 54th, 4 and 5 -1. I made some misplays with it early season. I'm getting better with it. I am not done with Toxtricity because there is so much I want to try with. I barely scratched the surface here. I actually want to put it on the team that it was supposed to be put on, because if I put Toxtricity on the team that it was supposed to be put on, then Toxtricity will do very, very well. While it has its issues with very limited move coverage, it can just break down teams very, very quickly. I just have to be very careful with the Specs or Scarf set because of the fact that Boom Bursting and then allowing a Ghost to come in and set up on you when most leagues are not allowing Pursuit back in, and you don't have the bulkiest of Dark types in the world, aka Greninja, it's a bit of an issue. So, I do want to use Toxtricity again, though. It was a very, very fun Mon, and Gecko Boy, we're putting you on the right team. You are not done with me yet. So, Jirachi, a mid-season trade, coming in here at 74th. Jirachi, I only used for, I believe, 2 games, maybe 1 game. I don't have much to say on it because I just didn't have it that long and I didn't bring it very much, but I do want to come back and revisit it. It has been on my list of mons to try. I love the base 100s. Most of them anyways. I don't really care for Celebi, but Shaman, Manaphy, Victini have all done decent for me, so I do want to come back and revisit Jirachi. It's a nice rocker, it's a nice Scarfer. You can run Spec sets, Bandit sets, Life Orb, Expert Belt, Healing Wish support. It can be a really cool Mon, and so I am looking forward to using it again. I just didn't have a lot of time this season with it, so Jirachi Vasa. Whatever the line is, Jirachi Vasa, whatever it is. I will see you in the future, my friend. And we get the Swellow, 2 and 5. This has to be the biggest disappointment of my entire season. I have always thought that Swellow might be a very good Mon. I've seen the Gut sets go off. I've seen the Scrappy sets go off. But I couldn't... Maybe it's the team I put around it. I could not make it go off. And I personally would rather draft Talonflame over Swellow. But I don't know. I'll study it some more. I'll watch people use it. I'll talk to people that have used it in the past and be like, well, here's my replays, because that's something I'm going to be doing, is checking in with more people, getting more feedback, because I notice a trend where I draft a lot of the same stuff repeatedly, a lot of the same play styles, and it's going to make me very predictable, and that's why you see me making a lot of changes to teams and trying to try different things out. That's why I'm branching out from weather, trying not to do rain teams, trying not to do mainly rain teams, because I want to do a sun and a sand team again, just to see if I've got those down. But you're seeing me build the hyper offense. NCL's a hyper offense team. You're seeing me build sticky. Unintentionally, my APA team became a sticky web team. That's another playstyle I'm trying to get. Eventually, I'm going to get Trick Room under my belt. I want to become a jack of all trades, not just a hyper offensive type of guy or bulky offense type of guy. I actually want to expand, but we'll see. Swallow was a real disappointment. I don't know. It just never went and did what I thought it was going to do pre-draft. So we'll see. No lightning armor, plot armor shenanigans. Then we have a Alolan Persian. I will not draft this thing again. This is a Huffmon. I don't care for it. And that's the other thing, too. I forgot my note for this. I need to trust my drafting skills. I need to stop when a draft goes off the rails, running to people and being like, help me, help me, help me. My draft's busted. What do I do? I need to sit, relax, and trust my drafting. Because I have not trusted my drafting, and it has come to having what happened in Mount Silver. I started off with a team that was not my playstyle. It was more Huff's playstyle, the Aromatisse, the Alolan Persian, the Cobalion, Larry and Mr. Mime. And I don't blame Huff. He drafted what he thought would do well for me, but also fit his playstyle, not mine. Because he was anticipating building it, but if I trust my gut, I draft the way I want to, then I'm comfortable with the team. That's why with NCL, regardless of where the win-loss is, I keep telling myself, you're adjusting to a team, but this team fits your play style. Just relax. Don't hit the abort button so quickly. It will work out, and that's helping me get through NCL. So I forgot that was the dealio there, but Alolan Persian I won't draft. Aromatisse I won't draft either. It's too slow, it's too passive. It's just not a mon for me. Kamala, I do want to draft Kamala again. That thing really, really intrigues me. I didn't get to, because it had to be a spinner and a defensive mon most of the time, I didn't get to play around with the sets that I wanted to. The Choice Bands, Sleep Talk, the various other sets that I had in mind. It has pretty good move coverage. Yeah, losing return sucks, but it does still have other moves. It can't be poison, so it's great for removing T-spikes. It's a status absorber, so definitely want to try Kamala again. I really weirdly want to see what this thing can do. So Kamala will be back. Then we get to Tangrowth, and similar to Aromatisse, I've always wanted to draft Tangrowth because I thought it might be interesting, but it's just too passive for me. Maybe with another regener, it would make it much more nasty to deal with, but as the solo regener, and it just doesn't have the power output that I need it to have. It's Shaman to me is a better grass type, but that's also a mythic. Dreadnought, nowhere near done with Dreadnought. I want to draft it again. It's such a cool mon, such a cool shiny. I will be drafting it again, probably on a rain team or something else. If I just Earthquaked instead of Rock Polished in that game, week 3 or week 4, whatever it was, I would have won that game. And I was stupid and just rock polished going for that, thinking I was dead anyways. Always, 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 if you think the match is over, always, always attack in, even if you don't think so, because I would have won. I would have won, but I choked, so... But Dreadnought will be back. Dreadnought is one of my favorite Pokemon now, so expect to see me try to make it work. And then finally Cobalion. I've never liked Cobalion in the 2 times I've used it. I just don't think it's a good mon, so it will not be back either. But that's going to be it for Mount Silver Season 7. Whenever I come back to Mount Silver, I'll be back. Thank you guys for all the support this season, and we'll see you guys next time. Charizard fans, NCL, I'll see you there.